Yeah, this is the board I used to go undefeated at the WCQ celebration event and lended me this beautiful playmat. I'll have a quick flash on the screen with a quick deck list, but if you want to hear a more detailed breakdown, go on the tab right there in the corner and check out my deck profile for. Alright, so for the main combo, all you need is Mantis plus any other trap. This can be absolutely anything: Dominus Purge, Imperm, and preferably a trap hole, because if you pitched it, then you can set it back during the combo, which when we get there I'll explain how. But before that, if you like the channel, if you're a really big fan of the channel, I've just created a Discord server for all my fans to communicate, message me directly, and share deck ideas, maybe have one of your decks feature on the channel if I think it's saucy enough. So if you think that sounds amazing, go down in the link below and join our Discord server, and let's build an amazing community. But yeah, let's get into our combo. First off, you're gonna normal summon the Mantis and use her effect. If he gets impermed, there are multiple extenders in this deck, such as Holy Thea. Maybe if you even have a garden to extra normal summon, or you have one of the Ragnaraika cards to extend, so you can use one of those instead if Mantis gets impermed. But if she doesn't, you're gonna want to grab yourself the Ragnaraka. Always grab the Ragnaraka. It's a free special summon from hand. Then we're gonna proceed to link away the Mantis into a Serra. Right there. And from there, we are gonna want to use the effect of Ragnaraka to summon herself out, because we control a Traptrix. And that's gonna trigger Serra, because that's not an inherited summon, it's an effect to summon from hand. Meaning that it does meet the triggering condition of Serra to special summon, to set trap from deck. And we're gonna set the Holy Thea. And then we'll proceed to activate the Holy Thea, pitching any trap we got to the graveyard to special summon Holy Thea. From there, Serra is gonna trigger because the trap was activated, special summoning any Traptrix. For this case, I will use Pudica. If we had to trigger Serra, you would need to special summon, going first of course, special summon Mormello, so you can use Mormello effect to pop something, even though there's nothing. Mormello is a mandatory effect, which is one of the beautiful things about this deck. Mormello triggers at any point, it doesn't matter. If you pitch the trap hole instead of an evenly matched, this is where you go for Dionera, and this Dionera would activate to set the trap hole. But yeah, this is basically all the setup you need, because look at this. I know some of you were confused about the Jasmine engine and how that plays into everything, and I'm about to show you right now. First up, we're gonna take two plants, which is gonna be the Serra and the Pudica, to summon Jasmine. And then we're gonna overlay these two level 4s. I already have them set here. Alright, into Ragnaraika Queen. Here, if you fear Nib, there are other lines you could play instead. Like, instead of overlaying for a Serra, you could just go Rafflesia and then just have one card left, really, to make Jasmine and pop one. But yeah, I'll show you, because after I show this entire main combo, I'll do some play tests. So if you're the Nib, I'm gonna show you how to do it. But here we're gonna use the effect of Jasmine. Her effect is that she can tribute any card she points to special summon a plant from the deck. So here we're gonna use her effect to tribute the Queen to special summon a plant from deck. and that plant is always gonna be the Ragnaraika seed. So this is how really, guys, you get into the Ragnaraika seed. This is why I only play one, because you just have free access to it every time. And we're gonna have 2 chain links here, because when Ragnaraka Queen is rebooted, she's gonna special summon Hyperion from the extra deck, attaching herself as material, and then Seed. When Seed is special summon, is gonna grab you 2 Ragnaraka cards, then we need to banish 1 card from our hand. So here, always chain 1 Ragnaraka Seed to chain block, and then chain 2 Raika Queen to summon the Hyperion in defense mode, attaching the Queen to Hyperion. So what Hyperion is, he is a really good like sort of Omni Negate-ish card. He can negate once per turn any type of card that he has attached to it. This time he has attached a monster, so he can negate a monster. And if we started our combo with a Prosperity, we would have a spell engrave. So when we activate our Bloom just now, after we search of the Ragnaraka Seed, we search the Bloom and the Beetle, banishing the Beetle on the resolution. Because remember, Seed needs to banish 1 card after you search 2. So here, if we use Prosp, we could activate the Bloom, and then we would chain the Hyperion to attach the Prosperity from our grave to it as material, and then we would also have a spell negate besides the monster negate right now. But yeah, after that we activate the Bloom and use one of its effects. One of its effects is that it can add Ragnaraika from deck, but then we need to banish 1. But we don't need that, because its more useful effect is that you can special summon Ragnaraka from the graveyard. So here we're gonna special summon the Beetle that we just banished of Seed. And now we got even more bodies on the field. We're gonna use 2 monsters, including a Ragnaraka monster, to summon the Skeleton Soldier. And here, when Samurai is sent to the grave for material for link summon of the Ragnaraka, you can special summon an insect, plant, or reptile from your deck in defense mode, which can be any of these things. In this case, we're gonna be the Ragnaraka. And then we can use the effect of Skeleton Soldier to reborn a Ragnaraka from the grave, which can be either Seed or a Beetle. It doesn't really matter. I usually go for Seed because Beetle can be bestial and Seed cannot. But then we can link climb. We got a link 2 plus another monster to make a link 3. This is how link climbs work, in case you weren't so sure about that. I know they're quite confusing for some people. It's a really nice deck to teach you about link climbing and whatnot. We're gonna link climb into Mantis Monk, which is then we're gonna use the effect of Mantis Monk. So what it does is that it banishes 2 plants or reptiles from our graveyard to add any Ragnaraka trap, which is gonna be the Mantis and the Beetle. Keep in mind we can always just special summon the Beetle back to search one of our main pieces of interruption, the Ragnaraka Hunting Dance. And then from this point we can link 4 into another card, but for that we're gonna need to use the grave effect of Skeleton Soldier. So if in case you don't know, any Ragnaraka card can bounce, put a plant, reptile, or monster on the bottom of your deck to special summon itself from the grave. So we're gonna put on the bottom the Ragnaraka to special summon the Skeleton Soldier. The only reason we did that is because we need the plants for the link summon of Banglancer. So here goes a link 2 plant plus another link 2 plant makes a link 4 Banglancer. And then we are gonna Mantis Monk. We're gonna use Banglancer, a link 4, and we're gonna treat this Mantis Monk as a link 1. Keep in mind, links can either be treated as a one material or the link material rating that they had. So we're gonna treat Mantis as a level 1 to summon a link 5. Our main piece of interruption stack Sovereign. And then if you feel risky, I would use this really only on the crackback, but if you feel like you might need some extra interruption, you can use the effect of Bang Lancer to special summon itself from the graveyard by banishing links up to his link rating. So you can banish 2 2s to make a 4 and summon Bang Lancer. And this is the board, really. This is the final board. Bloom is gonna boost all of our plants, insect, and reptiles by 300, and is gonna decrease all of our monsters' defense, opponent's monster defense and attack by 300 as well. So we basically have our monsters boosted by 600, which is a really good point to hit. It's a really good stat. And not only that, in our opponent's turn, we got the Hyperion as a monster negate and destruction. Hunting Dance is gonna pop 2 because we control a plant and a reptile. It's gonna this can pop any 2 cards on the field. Bang Lancer can bounce a monster and we take damage equal to his life points. And Stack Sovereign, when they special summon a monster from the deck or extra deck, we get to pop 2 monsters on the field, which is absolutely insane. But not only that, in opponent's turn, we're gonna go Holitea to banish, special summoning our Sarah, and then we got an extra layer of interruption plus follow up. Because when we activate Hunting Dance, we're gonna be able to trigger Sarah to special summon anything really. We can special summon a Pudica to banish a monster until the next end phase. Mantis doesn't do anything, but it's either Pudica or Mormelio for spells and traps. Either way is good follow-up because you're gonna special summon them. They are gonna trigger, getting an extra interruption, which is gonna trigger Sarah's effect again, setting you Holitea for follow-up. And this is absolutely insane. And yeah, next up I'll do some test hands. Because you're not gonna open Mantis all the time, because sometimes you need to do a combo without Mantis. So I'll be back in a second. Alright, so for the first test hand, let's give it a nice shuffle and a quick cut. And let's see what you got. Holitea, really good. Ash, good. Pudica, really good. Another Pudica is you. But okay, well, you may look at this hand and think how unplayable it is, but it's actually quite playable. First off, we're gonna start off with Pudica. If this gets ashed, sad, but we're gonna grab, not many people ash it, they just ash the Sarah instead. So they could imperm the Pudica, grabbing our garden. And then we're gonna link Pudica away into a Sarah. This is where it would be amazing if you had another name besides Pudica. But it's alright, because we can activate the garden, use the extra normal summon on Pudica. We already used Pudica's effect this turn, so we cannot use her again. But we can use the effect of Armor Lizard to banish the Pudica. A special summon the Armor Lizard, giving us 2 level 4s on the field. And here, depending on what you want to do, you could go Raff Play Safe and go Rafflesia. But I want to combo off, so I'm going to show you how. We're gonna seize these two into Pingicula. And we're going to use Pingicula's effect to banish the armor, to detach the armor lizard, and search ourselves around Ragnaraka. This is where Pingicula comes in handy, because we're just gonna use Pingicula Sarah's effect, because the Traptrix effect was activated, getting ourselves a Holy Tear. So there you could do, you could have done all this, even if the, let's say, the Armor Lizard was any other trap, you could have done it with a Holy Tear in hand, or maybe it was already a Ragnaraka or another Traptrix name. You know, all this combo could have been done in like a million other ways. So we don't necessarily have to open these two. We could have opened any other Traptrix name or a trap really. But we're gonna use Sarah to set Holy Tear. Sadly, this is one of those hands, if you get interrupted, there is not much you can do. If they Veiler the Sarah, it's kind of sad. You will have to set Holy Tear and play a quick game with your opponent, save your Holy Tear to summon to use Sarah to summon a Pudic or Mormello as interruption, and then set follow up really. And then you have an Ash. And don't forget the Pingicula effect, which is really good, is that when a card is sent to the grave or banished by a card effect, you get to attach one of those monsters to it, and then it's gonna become immune. Branded, watch out, that Alba is getting sucked. But yeah, we're gonna then activate the set Holy Tear by pitching the Holy Tear in hand. Activate it. That's gonna trigger Sarah to special summon. We can then special summon anything, it doesn't really matter. We already have so many Pudicas. I'll special summon Mormello just to have a Holy Tear effect to pop a spell or trap in case that's needed. Alright, here we can use 2 plants. Right here, 2 plants. Or if you want to play, you could also play it safe. Without using little, I mean, you probably have got a nib by now, but yeah, you just do it anyway, just YOLO. These two can make Jasmine because there are 2 plants. And then use these 2 to make Ragnaraika Queen, and that's literally the combo from the beginning all over again. I don't need to show much, it's literally the same thing, just repeated. I just wanted to show you how to get to it, because like you can see there are multiple ways to get to it. Or if you didn't want to do that, you could go on a different route. And instead, I guess you could summon Baguska. Oh no, you could summon, I think you're locked. Oh wait, did I do anything that locks us? Yeah, Armor Lizard. You could go into Rafflesia in case your opponent was saving the nib for the end of the main phase. And then we can still link these 2 into a Jasmine, and then Ragnaraka F to special summon herself in the zone Jasmine points to, and then Jasmine to tribute the Ragnaraka to summon the Seed. Then we go Seed F, get Bloom, get Beetle, and that's the entire combo all over again. It's just that instead of Hyperion, we got a Rafflesia on the field. It's just depending on the matchup, really. Depending on what you read is on your opponent, you do other plays and such. But as you can see, that hand still produced full combo and plus an Ash. That's great. Let's go into the next text hand. Alright, so let's see what this text hand is gonna produce. If I'm not really happy with it, I'll just do a third one. I really want to show you how, like, what happens if you get like really bricked up. So I know, let's see what we draw here. Give it a cut. And we got a Holitea off the bat, a Dominus Purge, amazing, a Seed, and an Ash, and an Imperm. So this is really the scenario where, like a really worst case scenario, you got so many interruptions though. You got, so first off, if you're going second, you could easily Imperm your opponent, then boom, hit them with a Dominus Purge. You're gonna sadly lose access to the Skeleton Soldier, but that's fine. In case you drop your opponent, you could also Ash, of course, and just keep save the Dominus Purge for the Holitea. And then again, if you're going second, we would have drawn Ragnaraka, which would have actually been full combo. But yeah, I'm not actually sure what to do in such a scenario, as this really like never happened to me. Usually I drew at least a Traptrix, but I'll show you what to do if you open a Seed. We can normal summon the Seed, use Seed's effect, get yourself the Ragnaraka Bloom and Samurai Beetle. Keep in mind, this is really worst case scenario. The worst possible thing that could happen. We're gonna banish the Samurai Beetle. We're gonna keep all this interruption in hand. And let's say we're going first, of course, so we don't use our Dominus Purge, Ash, or Imperm. Then we're gonna activate the Bloom to summon the Beetle back. And then we're gonna go Beetle and Bloom. We can still do full combo, just one normal summon of Beetle, which is absolutely insane about these Ragnaraka cards. Even if we don't open any Traptrix engine, we just go nuts with Ragnarakas. And if you don't open any Traptrix, that means you open a bunch of hand traps like me right now. And then that's gonna trigger the effect of Samurai Beetle to revive the Seed, and then we're gonna use Skeleton Soldier's effect to summon the Beetle. Absolutely amazing. Next step, really here we want to get our Mantis Monk alive. So we can use Skeleton Soldier as a link 1, and then just use 3 bodies for a link 3. Mantis Monk, we're gonna then proceed to use Mantis Monk, banishing our 2 Ragnaraikas. You could do other stuff, like you could keep this guy on the field, like you could keep one on the field, but I don't see the point right now. Looking at this board scenario. Board state, we're gonna, where's the Hunting Dance? I think I just passed it. We are gonna, where is the, oh, there it is, Hunting Dance. Should probably move Beetle a bit down so you can see it better. Yeah, there we go, we got our Hunting Dance up. And now that we got our Hunting Dance up, we can then set the Holitea and activate it by, in this scenario, I would pitch Imperm just because Dominus Purge is then gonna become Destroy as well, so it's gonna negate a search and destroy. So I'll pitch Imperm in that scenario, keeping the Hunting Dance to summon the Holitea, and then we go Holitea into a Sarah to a zone no Mantis Monk points to. And then we can set the Dominus Purge, and we got an Ash in hand. And our opponent's third, we're gonna Hunting Dance, pop 2 cards, that's gonna trigger Sarah. Sarah is then gonna summon either a Mantis or Pudica to pop cards. We're gonna summon Mormelio actually. You either summon Pudica or Mormelio, and then Mormelio is gonna pop one spell or trap, or Pudica is banish a monster, triggering Sarah again to grab ourselves another Holy Tail for follow-up. So there we go. Really, we got so many interruptions out of a really bad hand. All we had was Seed and a Holy Tail, really, that's it. And we ended up on Bloom with amazing follow-up, Hunting Dance, which pops 2, and then we have the follow-up Engrave. We got a Holy Tail Engrave to do some stuff. We got a Holy Tail for follow-up. We got a Mormello for a body and an Ash and a Link 3. Absolutely amazing, because then our turn is gonna come. We can use the Skeleton Soldier to bounce back the Mormello, like so. And then we can use Holy Tail, trigger Sarah, Sarah summon, can summon someone, just summon the Mormello back. Absolutely amazing. And then we can really, I would just go, or is that a better play? No, it's actually to go for a 4. Oh wait, actually, I accidentally put him in the grave. Go for a Pingicola, using these two, and then we Pingicola detaching the Mormello to get either Pudica for follow-up or Mantis, because we did a normal summon. So we would get the Mantis. These would probably these two would probably be in the grave because we use them to stop our opponent from playing. And then we can use the Skeleton Soldier to revive back the Mormello. Yep. Just double checking that. Keeping in mind, guys, if you summon a Link from the graveyard back on the field, it doesn't have to be co-linked anymore. Summon Mormello, that triggers Sarah. We can then Sarah set for interruption, such as Floatgate Trap Hole. And then keep in mind, we have no normal summon, guys. Like, this is absolutely insane, because then we can normal summon the Mantis, use Mantis F, grab the Ragnaraka, and then we can just go absolutely nuts. Can use these two, summon our Stark Sovereign. We can Ragnaraka Bloom, summon the Beetle, and then use all these 3 bodies for a Sapper to destroy opponent's back row. And then Beetle is gonna trigger, summon the Mormello to destroy even more back row. Absolutely insane. Insane, guys. Insane, I'm telling you right now. And then we can special summon the Ragnaraka, overlay them for Rafflesia, for follow-up. Insane. This is game on its own, because keep in mind, they're all boosted by 300. So that's actually a lot of damage, and what can your opponent do about this, really? I just walked you to a possible turn in the game. I just now realized that the Dominus Purge is actually extremely blurry. Yeah, better. That's way better. But yeah, this is really just an amazing combo. As you saw, all we did was just a handful of hand traps and a seed. So, you know, we were then able to summon an okay board, stop our opponent. Like, what? Could you imagine if, like, Dominus Purge plus Pop 2 plus Sarah to summon Pudica or Holetea plus an Ash is not enough to stop your opponent? That's nuts. Should be enough, really. And just all we set up for all that follow-up, and you saw what it did after, and that's basically how all my games went, really. And you know, as you can see, this game can adapt a lot. There's a bunch of possible lines you can do, and as you saw in the first test hand, the combo wasn't really there, but I just made it happen. Well, what can I say? I'm quite experienced with this deck. I played it for so much, and even with this hand, I just showed you what to do in a certain scenario, user interruptions, and then what to do on the follow up. I think I was a bit fast, which I do apologize about that. But my phone is literally about to run out of battery because I've been recording for a while. And with that said, feel free again to join the Discord and debate on this build or this scenario. And Casus, signing out.